illegal bare-knuckle fighting.
Here on our patch?
Could be anywhere in the county. Last month it was West Riding. And those slippery tinkers left our mob standing too, so I heard.
Have we got anything else to go on, Sarge?
Well, Division have warned us to be on the lookout for an Irish tinker called Michael O'Leary. He seems to pop up too often for it to be coincidence. But trying to nick him is like trying to bottle an Irish mist. So if he turns up here, I want to know. And we'll bottle him.
Good. Hey, now then. Grand little spot. Aye. Just grand for the gathering of the folk.
Oh, well, I told you, didn't I?
True, so you did. Oh, a private place, if ever I saw one.
Aye, and the good thing is the only way in through this old gate here.
Oh, yes. It's an eye-catching gate. It having the look of the permanently open about it.
Oh, well, it's broken, isn't it?
Oh, yes, but when what might be shut is left swinging wide open. Very inviting. Them with a curious persuasion.
You want it fixed, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
Ah, well, consider it done.
If that's your word, then here's my hand.
All right.
Mr. Walker's prescription. He always forgets to renew.
Alex, Mr. Walker's not your patient anymore, he's mine.
Yeah. Oh, no, I mean Mr. Butterfield.
Alex, are you sure this is wise?
Why? What? How?
Well, it's the middle of winter, hardly the time to go wandering along the riverbanks, is it?
Oh, it's quite the best time if you like to fish in solitary state.
I don't think you should be taking off on your own just now.
Oh. It's the lure of the river. One of these days I'll take you with me and then you'll understand, eh?
One of these days.
So it only remains to...
You take care now, Alex.
I will. Bless you. Bye.
Bye.
Oh.
Bye.
Your first visit to Yorkshire, Mr. Kellerman?
Yes, first time.
And how long will you be staying?
I'm not sure. A few days, maybe a week.
It's room 6. I'll have your bags sent up.
Thank you.
Excuse me. Have you got permission to be here?
Well, now, you'd best be having a word with the governor.
Well, where is he? Are you the governor?
Ah, well, we all have equal standing. But if it's talk you want, I'd be happy to oblige.
Have you got permission to be here?
Oh, yes. Oh, and why not? Wasn't it the owner himself who granted it?
Greengrass gave you permission to use his land?
Now, you see, land's a class of a thing that's full of confusion. It being here, you see, long before them that claimed the owning.
Well, how long are you going to be here?
Oh, if I could tell you that, I'd be knowing myself. And time for the travellers. Your guess is as good as mine.
Right. Well, I'll leave you to it then, Mr.
O'Leary. Michael O'Leary.
Mind how you go, Constable.
I hope you've not been harassing my guests, Mr. Ronan.
Well, behold, Helen Lesser speaking.
Good day. May I speak with Mr. Lesser, please?
Can you tell me what this is about?
It concerns a stamp that is for sale.
Just a minute, please. Martin? Someone to speak about stamps.
Sure. Hello?
Martin Lester here. Can I help you?
Hello?
Is there anyone there?
And he looks and talks like butter wouldn't melt in his mouth.
At Greengrass's place. Are you sure you got the name right?
O'Leary. Michael O'Leary.
Well, it fits the description. O'Leary and Greengrass. Well, there'll be no Marquis of Queensberry rules this time, Rowan.
No, Sarge.
I must get inside.
Sarge?
Inside information, Rowan. Just leave it to me. It's time we showed HQ. We're not just a bunch of pretty faces down here. Right. Let's take the gloves off, shall we?
I won't be long.
Yes?
Lesser is at home?
Yes.
I telephoned yesterday.
The man who called about the stamps?
But we were cut off. I thought perhaps a personal call.
Oh, yes, please come in.
Thank you.
I'll get my husband. If you'd care to wait in the drawing room, I'll make you some tea.
Thank you very much.
Martin, there's someone to see you.
Yes? You wanted to see me, I understand. It's you. After all this time.
All this time, waiting, thinking about you.
No, please.
How long has your husband been a diabetic, Mrs. Lesser?
Dr. Ferrenby has been treating him for a very long time.
And how has his general health been lately?
Not good. I have been worried.
Has he been taking alcohol?
No more than anyone else.
Dr. Ferrenby did warn him.
Oh, come on, Mother.
James, will you please leave this to me?
That could have thrown his insulin balance dangerously out. And with the shock of the attack, it might have brought this on.
Will he be all right?
He'll have to rest. And Dr. Ferrenby will need to recalculate his insulin dose.
Well, it's a long time since I've seen one of these, Rowan.
You won't catch a man hanging around here, Sergeant.
I am aware of that, sir. But until we've spoken to your father...
Dr. Rowan says he's too ill for that. At least today.
Sarge, we know he's a foreigner and he spoke about stamps.
And he arrived in a local taxi. I saw him.
Oh, that'd be Mr. Kellerman, the American gentleman, room 6. Although he checked out this morning, officer.
Can I use your phone?
Right. Oh, give me another large scotch.
All right, George.
Just about, or I will be when I get those tinkers off me back.
Stop moaning, will you? What's the matter with you? You're getting free entertainment.
Is that what you call it?
As long as they're finished by closing time.
If I can get them out, but the way Greengrass is pouring booze down them, they'll be here till Christmas.
Hey, Greengrass is bunging and all. So here, use that to play your favourite golden oldie on your till.
Coming into money hasn't changed your ways, Claude.
What do you mean?
The company you keep.
Just a few lads I meet at the horse fairs, that's all. Us bloodstock owners, we have a lot in common.
We all need to be fighting fit to stay in their league, won't you?
Gentlemen, I think we'll continue this conversation in my study, if you don't mind.
So the name Kellerman means nothing to you, sir?
Nothing.
Well, your wife mentioned he'd made an inquiry about your stamps.
My collection intact. So you've seen no real crime committed?
There's been a serious firearms offence, sir.
I want the whole matter dropped. I want no charges brought. The man is obviously a crank, not a criminal.
That's for the courts to decide, sir, not for the likes of us.
Thank you. Thank you both so much.
We'll be in touch.
So why would he want to drop the charges, Sarge?
He's very publicity shy, as our Mr. Lesser. It's not the first time he's done this either.
Done what?
It's that son of his. Gambling, dud checks, you name it, he's done it. And Daddy worked very hard, keeping the good family name out the papers.
Yes, Father?
Sit down, James. Shut the door. You stole a stamp. Who did you sell it to? I always knew you to be spoilt, irresponsible, but up until now, not stupid. You knew these stamps were not for sale.
I needed the money. I thought he was a private collector. I didn't know he was going to put it up for public auction.
You'll never understand what you have done. Get out!
He's a clever devil, that Ronan, you know. I tell you, he knows.
And why wouldn't he? Him haven't had the training for it.
I know, but what I was thinking was, you know, the way things are, perhaps we should, like, call it off.
Well, I'll not hinder you in that respect, Claude. But others might not be so obliging. It's yourself, you see, who'll be explaining their loss of beneficial expectations.
But I'm sure all the coppers know.
A little knowledge is a dangerous thing. It's like knowing too much, isn't it? Which at the end of the day can mean knowing nothing at all.
It doesn't add up. Someone walks into his house, takes a shot at him, and he doesn't want to press charges.
He is ill.
Well, it must be mad. I'll see what.
Rowan! Sorry to interrupt, but this can't wait. You're to proceed to Liverpool and escort a prisoner back to Aidensfield. There's the warrant.
Kellerman.
Aye. He was stopped boarding ship, Liverpool docks.
So when do I go?
Well, tonight. But don't let it interrupt your supper. Your train doesn't leave for an hour. So, back to your pork chop. Bon appetit.
Mrs. Bride, I'll be off now. Back this evening.
Or a carnival balloon, like a carousel that's turning, running rings around the moon, like a clock whose hands are sweeping past the minutes of its face, and the world is like an apple whirling silently in space, like the circles that you find in the windmills of your mind, like a tunnel that you follow to a tunnel of its own, down a hollow to a cavern where the sun has never shone, like a door that keeps revolving in a half-forgotten dream, or the ripples from a pebble someone tosses in a stream, like a clock whose hands are sweeping past the minutes of its face, and the world is like an apple whirling silently in space, like the circles that you find in the windmills of your mind.
He's coming up now.
Is one of your boys going to come with me, Sergeant?
There's been an accident in the Mersey Tunnel and it's the full works. I can't spare anyone this shift.
So how long's it going to be?
It could be tonight.
Is this him?
Yeah, that's him.
I think I can manage on my own, Sergeant.
Right, just sign here, then, lad.
Okay.
Right.
Victor Kellerman?
Yes.
PC Rower, North Riding Constabulary. Victor Kellerman, I have a warrant here for your arrest on the charge of attempted armed robbery and possessing a firearm with intent to endanger life.
Did Mr. Lesser make these charges against me?
Well, he made a statement, if that's what you mean.
So I'm to face the music, as you call it.
Well, that's for the court to decide.
And Mr. Lesser, he will be in this court?
He's the main witness.
Good. I've waited a long time for my day in court.
You're right on, please, Mr. Kellerman.
This is necessary.
It's procedure.
Procedure, yes. The errand boy of orders. It's always we must obey.
Thank you.
The sugar levels in your body are fluctuating pretty wildly, Mr. Lesser. It's worrying.
But it can be controlled.
Well, you'll have to have some tests. I could do them, of course, but I'd need to consult with Alex.
Then we'd better wait until he returns.
If it's me that troubles you, I'd be quite happy to send your medical records to another doctor. Or we could admit you to hospital.
I categorically forbid it. I have been a private patient of Dr. Ferrenbis for 20 years. He is the only person with the authority to consult my medical records.
I apologise to my husband, Dr. Rowan. I'm afraid where his private life is concerned, he can be very...
Stubborn? Did you meet your husband in Yorkshire, Mrs. Lesser?
No, after the war. When I was with the Allied Control Commission in Berlin.
You worked together?
Well, not officially. Martin was helping our people with economic planning. Very valuable help, by all accounts. At least our government thought so.
How interesting.
Mr. Lesser, how is he?
He'll live, no thanks to you.
Precisely thanks to me that he does live.
You are under caution, Mr. Kellerman. You should think very carefully before you say.
Oh, your procedures. I understand. Well, I came over here to investigate the ownership of a certain stamp. My search for truth. You call it evidence, I believe. Please, look in the case. The briefcase. I would like you to look into it. Now, the catalogue, you see? Now, in the middle. No further. You see? My name. My grandfather's name also. This stamp was in our family for 3 generations. It was part of a very valuable collection. Small album, decorated green boards.
You knew it was there, didn't you?
No. But I do now.
Horseshoe Hotel, good morning.
Could I speak to Dr. Ferrenby, please?
Well, he's out fishing at the moment.
When do you think he'll be back?
Not till later. Can I take a message?
Yes, could you ask him to phone Dr. Rowan in Aidensfield? It's about a patient of his.
Well, I'll send my husband to look for him.
In the windmills of your mind, keys that jingle in your pocket, words that jangle in your head. Why did summer go so quickly? Was it something that you said? Lovers walk along the shore and leave their footprints in the sand. Is the sound of distant drumming just the fingers of your hand? Pictures hanging in a hallway and a fragment of a song. Half remembered names and faces, but to whom do they belong? When you knew that it was over, you were suddenly aware that the autumn leaves were turning to the color of her hair. A circle in a spiral, a wheel within a wheel, never ending or beginning on an ever-spinning reel. As the images unwind, like the circles that you find in the windmills of your mind.
Yes, I met the seller, then I met the dealer, and he told me the name of the man who sold my stamp, Mr. Lesser. Mr. Lesser doesn't exist.
You tried to shoot him?
No. The man I shot at was Bauer. SS Colonel Martin Bauer.
You're saying he's a Nazi?
Before that, he was my friend until he betrayed me and destroyed my family and my friends. Why didn't I shoot him?
You are under caution, Mr. Kellerman. You don't have to tell me anything.
You're not interested?
I'm just reminding you of your rights, that's all.
Rights. I'm speaking of justice.
No, you're speaking of revenge. And that's something you let the law handle.
Ashford Police Station.
Put me on to Oscar.
Sarge. Sarge, it's for you. Personal.
All right. Up. Blaketon.
Oscar, it's me.
What have you got?
It's going to happen.
Are you sure?
Definite. One of the contenders is here already. They just haven't said when it is.
The minute you hear, I want to know.
I've told you all there is to know.
There's always a little bit extra for the right information.
I'll do my best.
Keep in touch. Just a little bird singing a very interesting tune.
Well, how are you doing, Al? Sparring party, you're looking well. You're looking sharp, you know.
It's on time.
I remember thousands of us crowded on the platform, waiting for a train we prayed never would come. But it did. Trains always come on time, and you don't want them to.
Ferrenby's dead. Right. Thank you.
Who's going to tell Blaketon?
I'll tell him.
And who's going to tell Kate Rowan?
Blaketon.
He was my friend. We were such good friends.
Was that usual? You were Jewish and someone in his position?
No, we were Germans. It's how we thought of ourselves. Martin was an important man. So when the bad times came, he offered to help us.
How?
Well, I'm sorry. He made for me and my friends, my family, an unbreakable trust in his name. Everything we owned, even my famous stamp album, went into the pot, all to be returned in happier times, of course.
So people trusted him that much?
That's a fact, they trusted me. It was I who trusted him.
So what happened?
We were put on the trains and sent to the death camps. But the Nazis did allow us excursion raids.
Sergeant.
Can I have a word?
What can I do for you?
We've just had a message from our colleagues in Kelby.
Kelby?
Yes.
Is it about Dr. Ferrenby? Is he all right?
Well, our colleagues haven't pieced together all the details yet. But it seems that Dr. Ferrenby was fishing. And apparently he waded out into a dangerous stretch of the river.
got out of his depth?
Yes, Sergeant.
And he drowned. I'm sorry.
Nobody feels anything. Tonight as I stand inside the rain, everybody knows that river got you close. Lately I've seen her ribbons and her bows, and the problems from a girl that she takes just to ride the line. Then she makes love just like a girl.
Kate?
Oh, and she aches just to ride. Oh, but she dressed up like it is in the world.
Good morning, young man.
Morning. You ready?
Of course.
I've brought you some more insulin. According to my calculations, this is the amount you need until we've run the tests.
You spoke to Dr. Ferrenby then?
No, I based it on a thorough study of your medical records.
You consulted my private records.
Yes.
When Ferrenby returns, I shall insist that he charge you with unethical conduct.
You've no need to worry. I'm bound by the rules of patient confidentiality. Alex Ferrenby died yesterday.
If you could sign at the bottom, please, sir.
Would it make a difference?
How do you mean?
Ask yourself, how is it possible for the man that you call Mr. Lesser to live freely in your country for so many years?
You're obliged to sign at the bottom.
Because he's had official protection. Why not? He had valuable information. Don't look so worried. The world is made up of such deals.
Not in a court of law, Mr. Kellerman. The only deal you get in there is justice.
You really believe that, don't you?
I have to.
Circulate unsubstantiated accusations against a prominent citizen. Are you off your head, Rowan? There's no more reason to believe you're Mr. Kellerman than any other suspected criminal.
But that's his statement, Sergeant. We can't just ignore it. Shouldn't we pass it up the line?
You're right, it does make you think. Mind you, he didn't really have a bad innings, did he?
Oh,
we're having a kind of open house in his memory tonight. I expect you'll be in.
Oh, aye, probably. I was just wondering if you could do me a favour, though, George. I'm expecting a delivery of some stuff. Can they drop it off here?
Oh, aye, what's that?
Oh, no, it's just a few bits and pieces, like, you know, it'll fit in your shed. Only I've got that lot parked up on my land, and you know what they're like. I've got to have everything nailed down.
Aye, all right then, Claude.
Right, lovely. I'll see you then.
Come in.
Good morning, Mr. Lesser. It's a formal identification. Is this the man who shot at you?
Yes.
Oh, thank you, sir. That will be all.
But I would like a private word with Mr. Kellerman.
I'm afraid that's impossible, sir.
It's too late, Martin. I made a statement.
A trial would destroy my family.
Like mine.
You knew the rules. Those though not for them were against them. And you were all marked for death, Victor. All of you.
We were friends. I trusted you.
Have you ever wondered why you survived, Victor?
Every day of my life.
It was arranged.
Like you arranged the trains and the camps and the gas chambers. See you in court, Colonel Bauer.
Follow me, all right?
I never realised he'd been so ill.
Nor did any of us. There was a blood clot on the brain.
How did that happen, then?
Well, it could have been that fall, a knock on the head.
It could have been anything. It's almost impossible to detect, especially in elderly people.
Well, I knew he'd been wandering a bit lately, but I thought that was just old age.
Same symptoms. Confusion, loss of memory.
Here's to Alex. Alex. Hey, where's Gina? Gina!
I'm here.
What are you up to?
I've been trying to clear up the mess Claude left with that stupid electrical gear. Oh, just wait till I see him again. He's left that room in a terrible state. Oh, and he's left this fuse box behind.
Where is he?
So, but well, be all doing some business for the Lessers.
I wouldn't have thought he was quite their type, Simon.
Neither did I.
Blaketon.
It's on tonight.
What time?
When it's dark enough. Don't be late, though.
Well, don't worry, we'll be there. You can count on it.
Sarge, Greengrass took delivery of a load of heavy-duty electrical gear yesterday. He's having it installed on the Lesser estate.
Rowan, he may say that, but he's just trying to put us off the scent. Now, did you see where he took it?
No, Sarge.
Exactly. Local knowledge, Rowan, always wins out in the end. Now, get your coat off. We've got a raid to organise.
Happy, was he?
Oh, he thinks Christmas has come early, does our Oscar?
Right, here, son. Get yourself a drink. The ringside seat's a bonus, all right?
Thank you.
Who's a little tinker?
Shout out louder than that.
I'll ring the old scrawny little neck.
There's only one place they might be, Sarge. The Lesser estate.
Right, let's go.
are you doing here, Claude? Come on.
Alf.
Will you lot shut up?
You've got some explaining to do.
My solicitor will say anything that needs saying, Sergeant.
I take it your parents know nothing about this.
What do you think?
As for you, you little runt, the only bonus you get is free board and lodging.
Thanks, Oscar.
Bellamy, charge 'em.
I don't know what you're trying to prove, Alf.
Greengrass, you're nicked.
What are you talking about? Whatever it is, it's got nothing to do with me. I was going across the fields with my dog.
Save it for the court.
I'm telling you, I was with a dog. I heard this noise and I thought, oh, it's probably a wedding reception, you know, so I was bringing Alfred over and... Where's Alfred? I've lost my damn dog.
Where was he when you found him?
He was just outside, Sarge.
You mean nobody saw him in here? I don't believe this.
I told you, it's got nothing to do with me. I mean, whatever it is, it's probably something to do with that O'Leary.
Well, I want him found. Now.
Slower, Luke. Slower. Can't you see I'm trying to count?
Well?
No Tinker Camp, no Tinkers, and definitely no O'Leary. He's just vanished, Sarge.
Vanished? Right. Book 'em all!
Edensfield Police. All right, now calm down, Mrs. Lesser. Kate! Yeah, OK. Straight away. It's an emergency.
Nick. It looks like he died from a massive overdose of insulin.
Suicide.
He injected 10 times his daily dose.
It won't stop Kellerman's trial, Kate. I promised him his day in court and he'll get it.
Rowan!
Sarge?
Come in. I want you to serve this on Victor Kellerman, Rowan.
Deportation order.
All charges against Victor Kellerman have been dropped. This is Mr. Brown, Rowan, a gentleman from the Home Office.
The fact is, with the main witness dead, it is felt that a trial would serve no purpose.
It would serve Mr. Kellerman's purpose.
I'll rephrase it. It is felt that a trial of this kind would not be in the national interest.
Just serve the order, Rowan. Mr. Brown will accompany you and take it from there.
At which point, you will forget the case. Nor will you ever discuss it with anyone at all, ever.
Just forget the whole thing.
Delighted to find you were so quick on the uptake, Constable.
I'm sorry, Mr. Kellerman. Some things are perhaps for the best. Now the Lesser family have troubles. You know, he asked me to forgive him. I survived the camps. How can I forgive him when I can't forgive myself?
Well, goodbye, Mr. Kellerman. I'm proud to have met you.
Me also.
When I find myself in times of trouble,
Mother Mary comes through, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. And in my hours of darkness, she's standing right in front of me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. Let it be. Let it be. Oh, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom.
Mr. Kellerman.
Let it be. The broken-hearted people living in the wild agree. There will be an answer. Let it be.
Hello, Claude.
I believe he's being buried in the village where he was born then.
Yes.
He's going to be a sad loss to Aidensfield.
He was a very special person.
He was a right gent. Oh, John. Right, well, go on, George, I'll buy you a drink.
Why do you miss when my